Disclaimer: all the character incidents are fictional, everything is measured in this FF, so don't compare with your own life. It's just based on imagination, not on reality. The office feels tensed as you rushed inward. Jack is sitting in the desk. He quickly glanced up at you, taking heavy breath. Are you alright? He nodded. Then, why you called me in an emergency? Do you have any idea how busy I am? Tomorrow is our marriage, Jack. He leaned back to the chair, crossing his arm in his chest. Emergency? I just wanted to talk to you something important before we get married. But you don't seem interested. You blinked your eyes. Not interested? I'm here as fast as I could. I dropped everything just to come here. And you are saying I don't seem interested? What's wrong with you, Jack? He got up, walked to you. I just want to set some rules before our marriage. You twisted your eyebrows. Jack, I think you hit your head somewhere. Because you seem strange since we got engaged. You were not like that before. We were friends and now you are going to be my wife. Of course, that change was important. I want our first child to be a son after the wedding so I can raise a CEO like me who can run our company. You blinked your eyes multiple times in shock. What are you talking about? It's our fate that our child will be a boy or a girl. His expressions changed even more colder. I don't care about the fate. You have to give me a son or else you are no use of me. Your heart aches. What do you mean? Your eyes almost fill with tears. You grab his collar. You are so toxic. He grabbed your wrist and tried to free his collar. Listen, babe. It's final. I want a son from you. You can't decide everything by your own. Then I can't marry you. And your breath hitched. You can't marry me? You take off your ring and throw in his face. I can't marry someone like you. You twisted your eyebrows in anger and you opened the door and rushed out. Jack is one of the richest guy from your society. He is rich CEO. He owned a company and his father was your father's friend. When he and his last wish was for his son to get married. And that's the only reason your father decided him for you. You both were not friends, not from school or college life friends. Also, you both were not so close, but because he used to came at your house with his father, which is how your friendship developed. But that guy who liked you, he let you go once you tell him you are getting engaged. He was your best friend, but now he is not a simple boy anymore. He is a mafia. Yeah, it's true that you both are still in contact, but just as like friends. His eyes went on you, his heart ached seeing you crying. Why she's crying? He was obsessed with you, but now his obsession is not obsession anymore. Now he is in madly love with you. He was keeping eye on you since you got engaged with Jack, cause he doesn't trust him. He let you go because he doesn't want to force you to loving him back. He thinks his love is enough for him to spend his whole life. You were walking towards the road when someone pulled your elbow. You turned back. Why you are crying? What happened? You turned towards him and seeing him right in the front of you. You blinked your teary eyes because of tears you can't even see him clearly. He cupped your face, wiped your tears with his thumb. I'm asking you something, and you hugged him tightly. I can't marry him. He's not as I thought. Please do something, please. I know you can convince my dad. Please tell him I doesn't want to marry him. He gently held your hand and pulled you closer. Calm down. Looking at your eyes. Just breathe and tell me what exactly happened. He said he want our first child to be a son, and if I can't give him a son, then I'm no use for him anymore. Am I just a to him? His expression changed as he listened you in anger. He said that to you? You nodded. He clenched his fists, but you grabbed his elbow. How dare him! If you really want to help me, then convince my dad. Please. I will. But he looked at your eyes. He quickly kisses your cheeks with his fingers. I will. Okay, now don't cry. He stopped the car in the front of your house, then walked with him until you reached the main door. Then he looked at him. You might be busy. I'm really sorry. No, I was not. Even I like to spend my time with you. You already know that, right? You both looked at each other for some seconds. Even you felt your heart skip beat, but you cleared your throat and spoke. Bye. He smiled and nodded. Good night. You looked down at his white shirt. Your cheeks turned red as you realized your lips brushed against it when you hugged him, and it's leaving a mark of your lipstick. You cleared your throat and walked inside. He touched his chest where your lips left a mark, with a smile on his face. Next day, Jungkook invited your father at his mansion. Well, your father never believes that Jungkook is your friend. He always thought that you are lying. But today, when he invited him, he realized you were right all the times. He was sitting right in the front of him, of Jungkook. I didn't think I have to introduce myself. I think Ryan already told you about me. Yeah. Well, I called you here because of Ryan. That Bush is getting married. He just want to control on her. And he said he can't marry her. Today I invite half of the city for my daughter's marriage and I have no idea what I have to do now. I'd like to marry her if you permission me. Your father immediately looked up at him in shock. You want to marry her, are you sure? Jungkook nodded and his expressions were serious. She deserves someone who truly loves her, who will stand by her side, and I want to be that person. You were walking downstairs in your heavy bridal dress. He said he will convince my dad, but I think now I have to accept it as my fate. You nervously glanced up, then you walked towards the stage. A man in sharp, dark red suit was standing there. You thought it would be Jack, but when he turned back, he held your hand and you whispered to yourself, no way, this can't be happening. Blinking eyes multiplied time and walked towards him. He gently brushed his finger in your hand. His expression was calming. Jungkook, you are my groom. He stepped closer, his lips curled up with a smile. Yes. And you felt overwhelmed. You want to hide your smile, but you couldn't. Are you ready to accepting me as your husband or you are going to reject me like before? You cleared your throat. You felt a rush of emotions and the weight of your unspoken feelings for him. You looked at his eyes. I never told you before, but his heart skipped beat and then Priest interrupted. Are you both ready? Yeah, we are ready. He starts the verbs and the marriage begins. And when you both accept each other as husband and wife, Priest spoke, you make his bride. Your heart raced. He grabbed your waist and pulling you closer and he spoke. Complete your sentence, love. I literally felt my heart skip beat when he called me love. What? You were saying something. You cleared your throat and then you placed your hand against his chest. I was saying I never said that. I love you. He was not surprised. He actually knows your feelings for him. He knows you were marrying Jack just because of your father. And the end. By the way, wanna know what happened with his ex fiance? With her ex fiance? I want me to write the bonus part? So tell me in the comment section. Bye bye.